Lifting Leaders podcast, where we explore what it means to lead with courage, clarity, and heart in a world that's asking more of us than ever before. I'm Crystal Roberts.
And I'm Trisha Ryan.
We are two Hudson and ICF certified coaches with over 70 years experience helping leaders thrive.
This year, we're focusing on something both simple and powerful. Light the spark, ignite genuine hope, and lead the change.
Because leadership doesn't begin with having all the answers. It begins when someone is willing to notice what's possible, to name what needs to change, and to take one brave step forward.
Whether you're leading a team, an organization, a community, or simply yourself, this is an invitation to lead with intention, to stay human, and to believe that your actions matter.
So take a breath, lean in, and let's begin.
Hi, Crystal. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you, Trisha?
Oh, you're awesome.
I am awesome.
I'm kind of awesome too. We've just been through a section of our year, a time in our year, where we focused on one thing. We're getting ready to transition into a new one.
Yeah.
What does all that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this season, we chose to really think about how do we light the spark?
Yes.
And then from that, once we've lit the spark, how do we ignite genuine hope?
Yes.
So that we can lead the change. Yeah, and we just did several episodes specifically focused on lighting the spark.
Yes. And I think it was good for us because, I will go down to the dark side for a moment, but, we're still feeling, in fact, we're probably feeling it more now than we felt it last year. Yeah. All of this angst and anxiety and, even burnout around what's going on in the world and in our own country.
Yeah.
It is impacting us in our own homes. And so now that things are touching home a lot more than they were last year, I think it's really, really a challenge for people to look for the positive. And so what I know when we were talking about this, it was really how do we do something that is going to help us focus our energies somewhere else, away from just dwelling on the negative, right? Because we can't do that all the time. You and I aren't the kind of people who could do that anyway for very long. So it's important that we try and find a way to help.
Yeah.
Right? And we're helping ourselves while we're helping others, but we want to help others in this.
Yeah. Absolutely. We want to be a source of hope for people. And I think especially why we wanted to start with Light the Spark, and that was really focused on awareness, imagination, and courage, was that because we sometimes can feel so overwhelmed by the big complex problems of the world, that in order for us to actually start to regain our sense of hope, that we need to start internally first.
Yes.
And that's that pausing and being inspired by others that are close to us and looking for places where we can make a difference. But really getting in touch with what's important to us, what's our purpose, and how can we be of service to others.
That is in itself a type of self-awareness, right? Because we have to own where we are right now in order for us to even get close to moving forward. Yeah. If we ignore it, it's going to be there no matter what. And in every situation, it might just arise again, right? Yeah. So it's really important to get in touch with how we feel and what's going on with us. And what do we want to do differently? I mean, how might I feel if I did? What if, right? What if? All the what ifs are always good because it's like what if I today, instead of, here's a real wild one, instead of wearing blue jeans, why don't I wear polka dotted shorts? That might make me happy. I know to make other people laugh at me, that would make me happy. No, I'm being silly, but the reality is sometimes we have to just we have to muster our courage and our most positive thoughts to find things that are not only going to impact us, it's going to impact other people.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling good about the day, it shows.
Yeah.
And it can be inspirational for people who are struggling to find that. Right?
Yeah. It allows us to see new possibilities.
Yeah.
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 And the first step, I think, though, is to not try and block out some of those feelings. And that's what that sort of pause is about.
Right.
Is to say, yeah, this doesn't feel good to be where we're at. And sometimes even just, we were laughing about this a little bit earlier. It's like sometimes misery does love company. Mm-hmm. Like the opportunity for you and I just to every week to come together and to decompress a little bit and talk about what's really going on and how does that feel, then allows us to sort of like let that go a little bit.
Yes.
To normalize it and say, yeah, of course we're feeling like this because it's a human reaction to what's going on around us.
Yeah.
And now that we've sort of accepted that, it's like, now what's possible? Where can we start small? What's one small change can we make?
And that's the important part there too. I mean, I do believe that communing with other people or having that connection with others who are also going through very similar things. Sometimes individually, we just can't think of what to do.
Yeah.
But you bring more than one person together and you start talking about what's going on and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And how you don't want to feel that way anymore. What could we do differently?
Yeah.
You put 2, 3, 4, 5 heads together, you can come up with some pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's simple. You know, maybe it is a community garden. Maybe it's doing something that makes you feel like you are doing something positive and it's going to impact more than yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can only do something positive to impact yourself, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
It's doing okay. And that's the other thing I don't think that everything we do that light that spark so that we can make a difference for everybody else, it will. Because if I light the spark and my intention is to make myself feel happier today, it's going to show.
Yeah.
People are going to see it. And maybe they're going to smile that I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Or they'll be open to listening to me talk about something, right?
Yeah. We talked about the courage to name what's not working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We had such a great guest who talked about that, Sherlyn Evans.
Right.
And that takes courage, really, to sort of call out, this isn't working. And what do we need to do now? But we have to admit when something is going down the wrong path.
And what a wonderful thing she's done. You know, I mean, she has taken that concept, you know, of things that are not working and brought together. And I know she's a part of a team, but they've brought together this wonderful, it's like a club or a collective of young women who have aspirations and they're helping them find that.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had Barbara talking about listening for what's emerging and the power of the pause there and really being able to see it, feel it, hear it. What's emerging now? What's possible now?
And to her credit, she also brought up the pause again because it's stepping back and what is going on here? What am I seeing? Where am I right now? What can I do? What can I do about it? But what is going on right now and how's it impacting?
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about values as well and the importance of understanding and knowing what those are for us and living our values.
I think that was a great way to transition us in a way to the next that we are in now that we just entered into, and that is Ignite Genuine Hope, right?
Yeah.
And that genuine hope, that's the part that I think is going to be a homework assignment for us a lot because I can say hope and I think that I know what I'm talking about. But genuine hope is like really thinking about it. It's like, wait a minute, I can say I hope for something and, you know, I hope the ice cream man comes down my street today, right? I don't even think they have those anymore. But
they do.
Oh, they do? Oh,
I've
okay,
heard
good.
them. I've heard them in the summer.
Okay, well, I hope the ice cream man comes down my street today, even though I live in the country and there are only 4 houses on my street, and there's no way that these adults are going to ever want to have ice cream. But that's just not even like a deep hope.
Yeah.
But my hope for our civilization,
Yeah.
my hope for the people in my community, my hope for this world, for our environment, my hope for where we are right now as a world, my hope for those of us who are living in, and it's global now, are living in economies that are struggling,
Yeah.
hoping for something that's bigger than us. And that's what I think genuine hope. It's not about getting to go to Disneyland. It is not about, ice cream. It's about something that impacts us, either a community, a family, a community, a state, a region, the world. And it's important because we are one person each, right?
Yeah.
Each of us is just a person. But you get enough just a persons together who really do have genuine hope for one particular direction.
Yeah.
And you can change the world.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that's what this is about. And that's a genuine hope.
Yeah. Yeah. And genuine hope also is about understanding the numbers.
Yes.
Like, where are we now and what's possible?
Go
I'm
ahead. Sorry. Something that was said during our three-peat, actually, it was probably said right before that. Jeff McAuliffe was talking about hope with respect to the future. And he was talking about how in the past, we hoped that we would have, every house would have a microwave or whatever. It was the next bigger, shinier, flashier thing.
More.
Right. And we can't do that anymore because we've done that. We're at a point where we have taxed the earth to the point that if we keep doing that, we won't be here very long. And people who are listening to this may think not very long could mean 1,000,000 years. Well, that's true. But if it does mean that, that means that from now on, everybody who lives in that time frame will live miserably, probably. Mm-hmm. And so to find hope, genuine hope for a future the hope might be centered around how people interact with one another, how they utilize each other's talents toward a greater endeavor that helps the earth.
Yeah.
Or helps people, and makes for people to not be so filled with anxiety. It's additive. It's it's evolutionary. That's what, to me, when he said that, that's what came to mind for me when we were talking about genuine hope.
Yeah. It's about appreciating what you have.
Yes.
It's about creating deep, meaningful relationships.
Yes.
It's about having time to actually do that. So how are we spending our days and how are we spending our lives and what actually makes for a good life? Mm-hmm. Is it more things? I think there's a whole lot of people who are saying that's not the direction we want to go anymore.
No.
Less is more. And so how do we communicate that? How do we get more people aligned around that? How do we model that?
How do we model it and we show how people can actually be happy in that?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I haven't heard a lot of in the last few years is happiness. I haven't heard much about happiness. And I think it's important for us to visit. You and I were talking earlier about laughing. Mm-hmm. I find laughing to be a great way to, kind of push anxiety to the back burner or off the back of the stove, right? Completely, because it actually lifts my spirits. It gives me more endorphins going crazy that are happy ones, right? And so
it's a source of joy.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember, except with you in the longest time, where I had a really huge belly laugh, just laughing my head off and just losing it and getting tears in my eyes and everything from laughing. I want our listeners to do that. Yeah. I want you guys to find something that makes you want to laugh and just laugh for a while, because I can tell you when you stop laughing, you actually feel better.
Yeah.
You feel better for a while. And when you're struggling to find something that makes you feel joy, or makes you see joy, look for something that makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Because then I think you'll be in joy for at least a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. So these are the kinds of things we're going to be exploring in part 2, Ignite Genuine Hope.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not about the rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
It's about genuine hope.
And we will be doing, again, during this time, we will be doing our own sparks. And we're going to keep calling them sparks because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Just little things for you to think about. We'll get to hear Crystal do another amazing job, I have no doubt. And I am going to do my best to do another amazing job too. Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
I miss my partner. I will give you one little thing, a little story about that real quick before we go. And that is when I did mine, and I think I sort of said that the last time we talked about sparks, is that I was all revved up. I had my script. I was all ready to talk about it. And I was, I was geared up. I pushed all the right buttons. Everything was going. And I looked to the side of me and you weren't there. And I've never done a solo anything like this with a microphone anyway.
Yeah.
And without a speaking engagement.
Yeah.
But it was so odd. I kind of felt like my half of me was gone, and I wasn't quite, I kept making so many mistakes because of it. I kept looking sideways and then I'd lose my place. And so I'll just tell all of you, I will own it. I think I probably started that recording 15 times before I finally got going on it, but it was fun. It was so much fun once I got going. It felt natural. It felt like, it made me happy that I was getting to talk about something that didn't have a lot of music to it or, anything. It was great. I enjoyed it. Yeah. You did a wonderful job.
And so did you. It's fun to try some new things.
Yes,
it
is.
Yeah.
So before we go, we invite you to pause for just a moment and ask yourself, what spark was lit for me today? And where can I take one small, meaningful action? This year, our focus is clear. Light the spark, ignite genuine hope, and lead the change, because hope isn't passive. It's something we practice through intentional, everyday choices. Leadership begins when we take what resonates and allow it to shape how we show up for others. And if this episode resonated with you, share it on your social media so the spark can travel even further. We hope you'll keep listening because we have more exceptional podcast episodes coming up with more fantastic guests. So be sure to subscribe to Lifting Leaders Podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. If you're looking for help in developing your leaders or would like a growth opportunity yourself, please contact us through our website at www.liftingleaderspodcast.com. Thank you to Ari Chance Roberts for his technical support of our show. Finally, please take 30 seconds to follow us. It helps you because you never miss an episode, and it helps us because
you never miss an episode.
To follow us, go to Lifting Leaders Podcast Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner and click on follow. While you're there, if you'd be willing to give us a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful. Crystal, thank you so much for another wonderful episode.
It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited for part 2, Igniting Genuine Hope.
It's going to be fun. Many thanks to you, our wonderful listeners. We do appreciate you every day. Until next time, keep lifting leaders. Bye.
Bye.